children, it's Mrs. Lee here. It's assembly number 9 and it's the week beginning the 13th of November 2023. Oh gosh, I had to remember then. Mrs. Lee's very cold today in school because it's getting chilly, so I've kept my hat on, I've got my gloves on. I'm making sure that my lanyard, it's a blue one, isn't it, is outside of my coat. Oh, keep you nice and warm. Right, come with me. Let's go and do the routine. You ready? Well, what's the time, Mr. Wall? Well, I can see that both hands, that's the hour hand and the minute hand, are both on the number 12. I don't know if you know what that means. So the short hand, the hour hand, is pointing towards the 12, so it's pointing towards the hour of 12, and the long hand, which is the minute hand, which tells us where we're at, is saying we're at the beginning of the hour. So we put it all together. Do you know? Ah, that's right. Yes, it's 12 o'clock. Okay, we're still in the month of November and Mrs. Turner is still asking us to practice learning words from the language Shona, and we've learnt to say Maori as our way of saying hello in Shona, Maori. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. Come with me because, as you know, our Makaton sign of the week changes. Ooh, an interesting one. Right, we've got two different things that we can do here. This action here is for a candle, and this action here is for light or sun, okay? All right? So we're going to practice candle, and we're going to practice these two actions to make the sign for light. Candle, candle. Can you sign candle? Lovely. Now, light. So you're drawing a sun in the sky and the light comes down. Sun in the sky, light coming down. Super. Now, why do you think Mrs. Lee is asking us to sign candle and light? Well, I don't know if you know, but around the same time as the 5th of November, which is, that's right, it was just a couple of days ago, wasn't it? Then it was bonfire night and firework night. We have a celebration across the whole of the world. Lots and lots of different people who are Hindus are celebrating something called Diwali. Diwali is the festival of light. I don't know if you can see. I brought my candle in and I've lit it. Smells nice. Now, must remember that when I finish doing my assembly, I've got to blow the candle out. Do you think you can help me to remember? Hope so. I'm going to leave this up here because the candle is going to be part of our story. I don't know if you can see it there. You might just be able to see the flame. Diwali, as I say, is a Hindu festival. And this book, really, really lovely one. And I read this to you last year. This is all about Rama and Sita. And Rama and Sita were a prince and princess who had a bit of a problem because Sita here she was taken away and Rama was very sad and he went and searched for her. And she was taken away by, I don't know if you can see, the many-headed demon god Ravana, the demon king Ravana. And he lived in the forest and he took Sita away. But Rama managed with his friend called Hanuman, who looked very much like a monkey. They went and they rescued the lovely Sita. And when Rama and Sita returned, not to be prince and princess, but to be, that's right, king and queen, they had their way marked for them by these little divas. And some of you may have made divas in class. They're tiny little clay pots, and inside them you fill them with wax, with a little wick that then you can light. It's like a little candle, and it lit the way for Rama and Sita to get all the way back home. All right? Lovely. Now, you might want to look at this book when you come to eat your lunch. Now, in our research centre, we have a new author of the month for November. Are you ready? Let's go and have a look. 3, 2, 1. Did you see? Now, we've got lots and lots of books by a lady called Supriya Kelkar. Now, this book that I'm going to read to you today, children. She just did the illustrations, but she's also an author. 2 things, really good jobs. And this book that she did the drawings for is written by somebody called Raakhee, that's a long name, Mirchandani. Okay, hopefully I've said that right. And the book is called My Diwali Light. All right, and it's a lovely, lovely story all about this young girl here and about her celebrating Diwali with her family. Now, there's lots of words in this book that Mrs. Lee might not pronounce properly, so I'm hoping that somebody might come up to me and say, Mrs. Lee, this is how you say these words. Shall we read the story? Okay, so My Diwali Light. Diwali is my time to shine. From bindis and bangles to diyas and decorations, the Diwali season is all about the sparkle, and so am I. But before I can peacock in patalia pants or swirl in my new lehenga, I've got to get my room ready for Lakshmi Mata. Nanny says that when we clean our home, we remember to keep our hearts clean too. Now, I don't know if you remember, but lots of times when people have celebrations, whether they're Christians, Muslims, Hindus, they clean the house, getting ready for a festival. I throw on my best cleaning ensemble and hope that Mama doesn't check under my bed. I wonder why. Can you see? Lots of toys under the bed. All clean, Mama, I tell her. My stomach is rumbling from the smells of Diwali, filling up our apartment. All that organising sure made me hungry. That's very similar, isn't it? Lots and lots of different festivals are about eating as well. Nanny is in the kitchen frying purees that look like fluffy pillows, and Papa forms perfectly round besan ladus. Or lados. I don't know how to pronounce these things, but there's lots of lovely looking food. I add a pistachio to the top of each so the desserts look like they are wearing green bindis, just like me. A bindi is a mark that the girls wear on their forehead. Now, she's got a green one on, she said, like a pistachio nut. I've been saving my red bindi for a special occasion, and there's nothing more special than Diwali. But do I have anything to wear that matches? Nana bought me 5 new outfits from India, bright blues, greens, yellows and pinks. Some suits have embroidered flowers and others have mirrored vests and tie-dyed skirts. I tried them all on before deciding on today's party look. So again, it's about putting on special clothes, eating special foods, getting the house all ready, all working together, but like teamwork tigers, aren't they? We all celebrate Diwali in different ways. My cousins buy new clothes. My daddy buys gold jewellery. In my family, we wrap up our ladus in fancy boxes and deliver them to people we know. You see these boxes? Mama, Papa and I hop from house to house, stopping in to see friends, sharing chikki and chai and sparklers and samosas. I eat so many samosas at Nikki Masi's house, I think I'm going to burst. Oh, I know that feeling. Sometimes on Christmas Day, Mrs. Lee's eaten so much food, my belly feels like it's going to pop. And at Easter, sometimes we eat far too many chocolate eggs, don't we? That's what Christians might do. But remember, we're learning about Hindus. Let's find out if they do anything else that's similar. Oh, at Mamaji's house, I get to be the DJ, playing all our favourite songs. So they're dancing here. My favourite part of Diwali is the big party we have in our apartment. Papa makes the most delicious pakos, paneer and chat. Mama hangs strings of marigolds and lights. Nana helps me paint diyas. She says the flame is a reminder for all of us to shine our lights brightly, to be kind, helpful and loving. So this candle, a bit like the divas that you might have made, is going to hopefully remind us to be, what were the words? Kind, helpful and loving. They're similar, aren't they? They're similar words to our school prayer. Lovely similarities, children. Our friends arrive bringing mithai, macarons, Cookies and ladoos. Nanny says the treats remind us to speak sweetly to each other, not just on Diwali, but always. I can barely keep my mouth full with all these jalebis in my mouth. Look at all the different types of food. Can you see? You might want to look at this book a bit more carefully in the research centre. You might have even been lucky enough to try some of these foods. They're playing board games down here. It's a bit like what my family do on Christmas Day. We play board games. The Bollywood beats travel down to the street and my friends clap loudly watching me show off some new dance moves. I learned these from my cousin Kiran. Papa and I do rangoli on the floor with coloured rice. He makes a paisley pattern and I make a peace sign. Some of my friends try rangoli too, making hearts and rainbows. Diwali is the best when we're all together, I tell my friends. I take a picture with my mind so I won't forget a single face. I know that in reception they've been making rangoli patterns outside. Some neighbours pass us by asking what we're celebrating and we invite them in to join us. The more people, the brighter the light, and that's our Diwali motto. After our guests have all gone home, Mama and Papa drink chai, and Nanny and I sneak away to exchange presents. I give her a bracelet that I made with my best beads. I wear to sleep the necklace she gave me. Happy Diwali, Devi, Mama whispers when she wakes me up the next morning. It's finally here, my favourite holiday. I give Mama and Papa big hugs and the Diwali cards I made for them at school. Papa gets glitter in his hair and Mama gets them on her eyelashes and they both shimmer like stars. And when it's time for the Diwali puja, I sit right up in the front and I help Papa get the thali ready. I sprinkle the rice and the water and help shower the statues in the mandir with milk, yogurt, honey and ghee and sugar. We offer flowers and the mithai. I shake the coins and Mama sings the aarti and I ring my bell loudly. So I think some of these are traditional things that people do at the ceremonies. We all pray our own prayers, quietly whispering words of hope from deep in our hearts. Mama says she prayed that we are happy and healthy. Papa said he prayed for peace and happiness around the world. And Nanny said she prayed that we were always together on Diwali. I pray that my Diwali light shines all year long. You see her holding her Diwali light. Wow, what a lovely, lovely story. I learnt lots in that story, all about Diwali. So I'm going to leave that in the research centre so you can go and look at it. And as I said, there are lots and lots of lovely books all about the Hindus celebrating their different celebrations. One is Holi, which we'll talk about later on in the year, and there's Diwali. They've actually got sparklers that they're using, and there's the Diwali Diva lamps. Okay. So do come and have a look. Oh, what did Mrs. Lee need to do? That was right. You remembered. Mrs. Lee needs to blow out the candle, doesn't she? So, can you remember the Makaton sign? That's right. It's candle. Oh, there's lots of smoke coming now. Okay. Right, make sure that you don't light any candles without any grown-ups nearby. Right, thank you for listening, children. We're going to finish off with our school prayer now. Are you ready? Help me to do the things I should, to be to others kind and good. In all my work and all my play, to grow more loving every day. Amen. Right, one more thing to remember. Every year, Christians celebrate Christmas, and it's coming up soon. And one of the things that we like to do is give gifts. So, Mrs. Lee is going to be opening up Elfridges. Now, I don't know if you remember these from last year. We had these last year. We bought gifts from Elfridges, our shop. Now, for us to have lots of gifts, we need you to start bringing in stuff. Now, I know that lots of people like to bring in smellies and things that they can give to their mums, and sometimes things that they can give to their dads or their granddads. So we need those gifts. I've just been bringing in, I've got some nail varnish here that I don't use, and oh, what's this? Something you can put on your face to make yourself look really pretty. Maybe Mrs. Lee should keep that one. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, and bringing all these gifts in. If you can bring gifts in as well, then we can sell them to everybody else, and then you can take home a present from Elfridges to give to somebody that you love at home. How exciting. Right, Mrs. Lee's going to finish there. Have a lovely, lovely week, children. Happy Diwali. Bye.